of the Littlestown Area Board of School Directors. This is a live in-person meeting taking place in the public in accordance with the Sunshine Act. By attending and or commenting publicly in this meeting, you are consenting to the recording, retention, and future viewing of this meeting. This meeting is also being live streamed as a convenience to the public. In the event the live stream fails or cannot be transmitted for any reason, the in-person meeting will continue without interruption. Carrie, would you please call the roll?
Philip Perez.
Here.
Janelle Ressler.
Here.
Mary Gradden. Here. Nick Lovell.
Here.
Jeannie Ewan. Here. Stephen Yerger.
Here.
Wayne Sullivan.
Here.
And Danielle is not here, at least not yet. Okay.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and all on silence.
Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
We now recognize members of the public who have signed up to provide comments related to policy 903. When your name is called, please approach the podium and state your name, whether you're a resident or taxpayer in the district, and your topic of discussion for the record. Please direct your comments to the board as a whole, not to an individual. We ask that you limit your comments to 5 minutes or less. The privilege to speak may be interrupted, revoked, or recess of the meeting may be called by the chair if the speaker does not observe reasonable decorum and orderly conduct. Thank you. Suzanne Johnson.
My name is Suzanne Johnson, and as a district parent and taxpayer, I'm outraged by the failings of this district's leadership that has led to 2 superintendent and 4 board member resignations in less than 2 years. These unprecedented resignations have provided the opportunity for political extremists to appoint their loyalists, including Yerger, Ewan, Perez, and another that will fill the latest board vacancy and interim superintendent. Then you've got the 2 Brennemans loyally following Lovell and Ressler as well. Tonight we'll see Lovell, who doesn't even pay school taxes, take over as president of this school board to lead decisions about how to spend the money of those who actually pay taxes. Then they'll have to pick a new vice president and curriculum of policy committee chair, who I can predict will be his most loyal sidekicks, Yerger, who wasn't elected by the voters, and Ressler, who was extremely disrespectful to constituents and continually violates the school board members' code of conduct. And they already have Ewan, who wasn't elected by the voters, serving as treasurer. This dumpster fire is what happens when politics corrupt the school system. At the November 4th general election, voters need to demand change for what's best for students, teachers, and taxpayers. Our PSSA proficiency scores have continued to drop over a decade, leading to our district having the lowest scores in the county. Yet this board, with the exception of Sullivan and Miller, voted to promote Dr. Mitzel to superintendent despite his failure to improve academic proficiency as assistant superintendent responsible for curriculum and instruction. This is not putting students first. And now, after less than a year, Dr. Mitzel has resigned and the district has delayed a response to my request for the outcome of annual performance reviews. The Board of School Directors must not delay compliance with the PA Public School Code of 1949, Section 1073.1B1 that indicates, quote, upon completion of the annual performance assessment, the Board of School Directors shall post the date of the assessment and whether or not the district superintendent and assistant district superintendent have met the agreed to objective performance standards on the school district's publicly accessible internet website. This has not been done. Why are they hiding it? This is not transparency. With nearly half the board elected by the voters gone, a budget deficit, and the possibility of needing short-term loans if the state budget impasse continues too long, this isn't the time for unnecessary spending on an interim superintendent, especially with a fast-approaching general election. Just as many other school districts have done, we should have the assistant superintendent serve as interim superintendent, and the new school board elected by the voters should complete a thorough search and selection process for a permanent superintendent that will build a solid future with our district. I refuse to stand by while this district's leadership attempts to silence and intimidate the constituents they are responsible for serving. I and others make public statements, send emails, and use every other avenue possible to communicate with district leadership, just to be ignored or disrespected. According to the Sunshine Act FAQs posted on the PA Office of Open Records, quote, although members of the agency are not required to provide an answer, it is good practice to do so whenever possible. Answering questions can demonstrate commitment to helping constituents, end quote. You refuse to respond to your constituents. All too often, we see 8-to-1 votes with little to no discussion as to why school members are voting the way they are, and leave the public wondering how much is being done behind closed doors. I have made every attempt to address this district's repeated violations of the Sunshine Act and blatant disregard for open government to no avail. This has left me no other choice than to file a case on August 20th in the Court of Common Pleas to compel the school district, the school board, Dr. Mitzel, and school directors Thompson, Lovell, and Ressler to do their legal duty to comply with the Sunshine Act provisions for open meetings and discontinue their excessive and unnecessary attempts to limit public participation and transparency. It's more than time to set politics aside and put the students and taxpayers first.
Ms. Donna Bayless.
Good evening. Thank you for allowing me time to speak. Mr. Lovell, I'd like to thank you for keeping it together. You're doing a good job of leading by example. Ms. Ewing, your under whispers, shaking your head, raising your eyebrows when someone's giving public comment is disrespectful and not appreciated. Maybe you could talk to Mr. Lovell. He's holding it together, he's doing a good job. Two things I wanted to speak with you tonight about. One is I don't necessarily see, I'm not sure the public does either, the reason to move so quickly and take nominations for president and vice president of your board when you still have one board position or one board seat unfilled. Nick's vice president, he's doing a good job. He was good last week as well, handled the meeting nicely. I think he can keep it up. I have full respect in him that he could do that. And I think he could do a fine job. I don't see why there needs to be another vote. That being said, as far as an interim superintendent, I think Dr. Berryman is doing a fabulous job. I'm sure she could handle that until the general election comes about. Whoever is elected at the time for your new seats could then have the opportunity to partake in that search and make the selection process as it goes. I don't think it should be done with when you have an empty seat and 3 of your members are appointed, not elected. The people are the ones that usually fill the seats. I understand the situation, how it was, that it needed to be appointed. I get it. But you still have 1 seat empty. So it might be good to let the people decide and fill the seats, and then you guys do the job. I think that would be the best way. Not only that, but you did a great job saving the people of this community with no tax increases, which is wonderful. I want to thank you for that myself. And you can do that again by saving the cost of an interim superintendent search or an interim superintendent, both, and just go with Dr. Berryman. She's very capable. It's for a short period of time. And you still have all of the other faculty and staff here that can help her as well. So I think it would work, and you'd save a lot of money. The public always likes it when you save money. But I thank you for your time. I thank you for letting me speak this evening, and good luck in your endeavors tonight.
Okay, we first up have Gil to give us the update on the middle school high school project. And I think Gil has some sidekicks along with him tonight as well to help present.
Acknowledge me or not, okay, those are the stats. You'll notice substantial completion date is now 1/2/26, and final completion date is 1/31. The difference there, the final completion date is so the contractors can finish their punch lists. The 1/2/26 is about a month late, which we've been about a month late for a while now. Contract duration 27 months, and we're at month 24 right now, as of 8/13. And we lost 1 day due to weather and 2 days due to power failure. That's the same thing. We're probably going to be talking about this area tonight, Area A, and some in F, maybe a little bit B. Next slide, please. Nate still has most of his hair, and we've got the students in for this school year. The contractors pulled it together. They worked very hard to get done what they had to do so that the students could get into the building. The library is completed. The cardio area and weight room from the first phase of the construction are completed. The new flooring is down. The equipment's in. The gold gym, that says it's ready for floor finishing right now. They're about maybe halfway done with the floor finishing in there. Victor's contractor is doing that. Cafeteria is completed. The serving line says 85%. That is supposed to be turned over to us on Monday of next week. It's looking pretty good. It's going to be close, I think. Next slide, please. Again, that must be a repeat of the line before it. The freezer and the cooler are installed. The floors are poured. They'll be working on getting those operational. The new kitchen's about 65% completed. Most of the ductwork and the piping is done. They're working on electrical now. The commons area is about 60% done. The stairs are in, but they're not poured. A lot of the drywall is being done. The curved walls that you saw in the renderings are being put up right now. The block work for the bathrooms has started in the renovated area. Those are kind of helter-skelter all over the building, the first and second floor. Next slide, please. Plumbing, electrical, and mechanical rough-ins in the A wing have started. The new piping for the sink behind the stage the piping is done. The trench is mostly filled. We're still working on connecting the storm sewer and everything in that area. All the curbs are installed in the new parking lot on the Parkway, and also on the Parkway side of the building, and also in the front of the building in the lower area. They started stoning the upper area today. And the terrazzo patching and grinding it's probably more than 85% complete. They're finishing up. They're working at night to finish up. But what they've done looks good. Next slide, please. We don't have any issues right now that are outstanding. Next slide. There's your original project cost. Pay apps approved were $39,480,100 and what is that, 90 cents? Net change by change orders to date is $809,000, a little over 881.98. That is a little bit over 1%. As I told you before, the average would be 3 to 5, but we're just over 1 right now. Next slide, please. That's the cafeteria before the tables were put in. column surrounds the offsets and the new flooring. That's one of the new classrooms. Go ahead, Carrie, do the next one. That's the library. There's more equipment and chairs and everything in there now, but that's the library with the new carpeting down and the new ceiling and lights and all that in. Next slide, please. That is the cardio area with the equipment and the new floor. Next slide, please. And that's the weight room with the new floor and the equipment in. Next slide, please. That's the serving line as of about a week and a half ago. Those are the serving tables. They're pretty much in the way they're supposed to be. I know it looks odd, but that was the design to provide better access for the students. Next slide, please. That's the sink behind. That's the sink behind the stage. We had to do new piping in that sink back there. Next slide, please. That is the canopy entrance to the E-wing of the building, the new canopy, the new entrance. You can just make out the entrance doors right there, the new doors, the new glass windows in there, and that's the parking lot. And you can see the curbing had been poured when that picture was taken. Next slide, please. That's looking out from the commons area into the patio area. Those are the columns. They'll have fence between them, similar to what we have at the stadium. There'll be a 12-foot gate and a walkway going down the E-wing of the building with a gate there to get through. Next slide, please. That's the picture I always include, the architect's rendering of the building. Next slide, please. That's where we were the end of June. Now, since then, we've got the Thunderbolt L, the Rulestown L up on those buildings. All this white trim area where you see just the aluminum rails there, that's all done now. And the parking area has been final paved. Next slide, please. That's another view of the building along the E-wing on the upper side of it, showing the front entrance. Next slide, please. Now that's an entire view of the back area of the building. This is the new kitchen area. This is the new dock for the kitchen, and this will be the entrance to the commons area. Next slide, please. And another picture of the rear of the building as of September the 3rd. So it's starting to shape up. Next slide, I think that's it. I could have given you a lot of pictures of conduit going in and pipe going in, but I don't know about you guys, I find that kind of boring. But that's it. Do you have any questions?
If you're, that back parking lot that we just saw, is that expanded from what it originally was?
It is expanded somewhat, yeah, and it's, the grading and everything is different, so it's different.
And that comes out on Parkway?
Yes.
Okay. I know a lot of
I
those.
think it's Parkway. I always get Park Avenue and Parkway mixed up. But that's on the back side of the building, and that's the E-wing that you see there sticking out.
And what kind of traffic's gonna be coming out of this entrance or in, or staying or out? Is this bus traffic or is this just staff?
The bus loop is in the front. This is going to be more parent drop-off. I think your special needs students are going to be loaded and unloaded back there on that back loop. And then, I'm not sure, Judy, is that staff or student parking?
Both.
Both, okay. Sorry, I'm used to seeing you over there.
I never know. It's a game.
But that's it. And they're working to get all those new parking areas done before the asphalt plants shut down this fall. So they're gonna have to hustle because usually it's mid-November when they shut down, depending upon what the state's gonna do for paving projects.
So as of today, they haven't laid any asphalt down back there?
Not in either of those areas, no. And like I said, they just started stoning that lot that we just looked at. They just started stoning that today, so.
Very good.
Any other questions for Gil? Thank you, Gil. Mr. Linky.
Good evening. A lot of new faces here. My name is Chris Linky, partner at RLCS Architects, and I've been working with you guys for about 5 years. So, we're here to answer questions. Is there anything you want me to overview before I answer questions?
I think one of the things, Chris, that we talked about was just going over the change order process, what everything looks like, talking a little bit about MedEd, some of those questions and things that I've talked with you about. I know you've got Bill here tonight instead of Jim, but I
Yeah,
think
sorry,
I
Jim
think
had
Bill will
travel
do.
complications, so
Yeah.
Bill's filling in. So, let me I don't want to step back too far, but let me
Yeah.
step back through the design of the project. Originally, as we went through the secondary school, we're combining the middle school and high school. To go through the whole building and do it the way we wanted, it became more than the budget could handle. We wanted to renovate and put the additions on for everything. So, the construction number would have been about 50 million, and our budget or goal on bid day was going to be $42 million and change. So we had to pull back our scope on a number of those items. So on bid day, it came in within $160,000 of our estimates. And that was the construction cost. The other part of that is soft costs. We estimate soft costs for the school district. We know a metric is 18 to 20% for soft costs, and we give a sheet to the school district to track soft costs. Soft costs are not construction costs. There are costs that kind of out of our control. MedEd falls into one of those areas. And for this project, I think we gave a general about 4% contingencies for change orders and unforeseen conditions. So as Gil said, change orders right now, I think he said between 1% and 2% for change orders right now for the project. We're 24 months into it. We have 5 months left. So it looks good for the metrics that we see and for the contingency that we allotted for this project. The MedEd discussion in particular. So as part of the design process, we go through and we meet with utilities company, and especially with MedEd, sanitary sewer, things that come in that are going to have an impact with the borough and with the project. So as the design project was winding down, we met with MedEd in March of 2023, outlined what we were doing, talked about our calculations. We can't give them final calculations until the project is done and everything is wrapped up on the drawings. We gave them those calculations in June of 2023, over 2 years ago. Our experience with projects of this size is that MedEd utilities, they typically would cost around $50,000, the improvements for MedEd. But we don't know, so we send this information to MedEd and ask them to give us a price, and this is going to be a whole year before we needed MedEd come on and provide the transformer on the site. And they didn't give us that information for the total project cost. The first year came and we had to scramble to adjust for them not having the transformer on site. This past March, when they came back to us and said it was closer to going to be a $300,000 cost for their services, and part of that included upgrades to a substation. So in all of our years working on the project, we have never seen a utility company, electric utility company, charge us for the upgrade of a substation. Never had that experience, so we didn't even know how to predict that at that point. So we worked with them, and actual utility usage, electric usage, and we got that number down to about $250,000. I think that's where we stand right now with that issue. Listen, that's a big number, right? And that's a surprise to all of us. But it is something evidently within the Med Ed guidelines that they can do what we have never experienced that with any electric utility company, let alone Med Ed.
So you guys do a lot of schools, right?
Yep.
In your other schools, what's your typical cost that you see for that?
Typical cost.
The typical cost you see in other
Well,
schools that you.
for a school this size, that's why we put a $50,000 plug-in. That's typically what we see.
And so that was in your cost at the beginning of
It
the
was
project?
what we advised the school district on the soft cost page to do. So it's not in the construction cost. This is a cost we don't have control over. But we know that typically soft cost, which is Med Ed is part of that, would be in that number. And we gave a plug of $50,000 to say, we need to verify this with Med Ed. Unfortunately, it was a bigger number, and it took them 2 years to tell us what that number was.
And they've not done this to you, any of your other projects?
Gil, I don't want to speak for you, but never been in something this large as far as utility costs.
Never something this large, and I'll be very honest with you, I believe this project, they asked for, what was it, Bill, 3 reclosers?
Yes.
I've worked on projects that are 3 times the size of this one. I've never seen a utility company have to do 3 reclosers on a project. I don't know what their issue was, but it's just not, I've never seen it before.
And are we just like over the barrel with them? Is there no way for us to kind of like be like, hey?
That's a great question, and I don't know what the recourse is to a public utility for that. That would, at this point, I think that'd be something closer to the solicitor might be able to answer that question. I've never been in this position, so I don't know how to advise you on that.
Because I'm sure, and I mean, from what you're telling us, I don't know that it was within your control, but $250,000, $300,000 on the backs of the taxpayers.
It's a shocking number.
Shock.
I agree with you completely on that.
Isn't that happening to a lot of people in the district after that blackout for a week? That their costs have gone up because of the substations and everything that they're using?
This all came before that blackout.
Oh, okay.
And I will say that, having been involved, my name's Bill Hoover, I represent Reese Hackman Engineering. I'm a construction administrator overseeing the project on behalf of our design. Jim Hackman is our partner in charge. Fortunately, he couldn't make it, so he asked me to step in. But to back up some of what Chris said, very early in design, before it even went out for bid, we met on site with Med Ed, went over the whole scope of the project, went over the estimated, and gave them all the new loads at that point based on our design. And then as we were approaching the very first summer, our expectation was that new power would be completely installed and upgraded, not this past summer, but summer a year ago. Well, as we were getting closer, we were not getting any response from Med Ed, so we were on numerous phone calls trying to get a schedule together, and that was when we were told by them that they only did enough of their engineering to cover the phase 1. So we broke it out in more detailed information just so we can get enough power for last school year. Immediately after school started last year, we started contacting and working with Med Ed. It started out on a monthly basis until January, and then we went to weekly meetings to get concrete dates and a schedule on when the final upgrade was going to happen. And it was right around March or April was when they informed us that it would be in the area of $300,000, to which we pushed back. We asked the same questions you did. This is a public entity, this is taxpayer money, we had never heard this before. So we were asking them the same questions in all those meetings. Dr. Mitchell was there in those meetings as well. So we did challenge them on all of these costs. We did everything we could on our end to make recommendations to reduce that cost, which brought it down from $300,000 down to around $250,000. But that was where they stuck their kind of put their heels in the ground, and this is what it's going to take to do the upgrades.
And when you all do other projects, do you never get that cost